They told Elvis to ignore the crying child, but the moment he heard that sound, he froze and whispered, "Not tonight, not this time." I want you to picture this: a packed arena, bright lights, thousands of people cheering, and then a sound that didn't belong. A child crying. It was April 1974, late evening, at the Richfield Coliseum in Ohio. Elvis Presley was halfway through his show, moving smoothly from one song to the next, doing exactly what everyone expected him to do, except something pulled him out of the moment. Not a shout, not a cheer, a child's cry, sharp, frightened, desperate. Elvis stopped singing. The band kept playing for a second, then slowly faded out. From the side of the stage, a stage manager leaned toward him and whispered, "Keep going, Elvis. Kids cry all the time." Security was already scanning the crowd, trying to locate the noise, but Elvis didn't move. He stood there, staring into the lights, listening. That cry wasn't just noise. It was fear. In the lower section of the arena, a young mother clutched her daughter tightly. The little girl, Emily Carter, age 5, had been separated from her father when the crowd surged during the opening songs. The lights, the noise, the sudden feeling of being lost. It was too much. She was crying for one thing only. "Daddy." Elvis leaned closer to the microphone. "Hold on," he said quietly. The crowd murmured. Security gestured again, insisting, but Elvis shook his head. "No, that's not just noise." He knelt at the edge of the stage, squinting past the lights. "Where's that little one?" he asked. The crying continued, and then Elvis did something no one expected. He stepped off script. "Let me ask you something, and really think about this. If you were standing on that stage, with thousands of people waiting, would you stop everything for one frightened child? Or would you tell yourself, someone else will handle it? What would you do?" Elvis raised his hand. "Turn the lights up in Section C," he said. The arena brightened slightly, and suddenly everyone saw her. A tiny girl, red-faced, trembling, clutching her mother's shirt, like it was the only safe thing left in the world. Elvis's expression changed. Not the performer, not the legend. Just a man. "Hey there, sweetheart," Elvis said softly into the mic. "You're all right. We'll find your daddy." The crowd fell completely silent. Security rushed in, scanning faces. Within moments, a man pushed through the aisle, panic all over his face. "That's my little girl," he shouted. Elvis smiled. "There he is," he said gently. "Looks like he's been looking for you." When father and daughter were reunited, the little girl buried her face into his chest and stopped crying instantly. The crowd erupted in applause. But Elvis wasn't done. He leaned into the microphone. "One last time, folks," he said. "Music can wait. Kids can't." Then he did something quiet, something most people missed. He waited. He didn't start the song again until the child was calm, until the father nodded, until the moment had passed. Only then did Elvis turn back to the band. "All right," he said softly. "Now we sing." Years later, that little girl, Emily, would say that night was the first time she ever felt truly seen. Not by a star, not by a human being. Elvis could have ignored the crying child. Everyone told him to. Instead, he chose to listen. And sometimes that's the strongest thing a person can do. If this story moved you, take a moment to like the video and subscribe for more untold stories about the man behind the legend. And tell me in the comments, have you ever stopped what you were doing to help someone who needed it, even when it wasn't convenient? Because legends are remembered for their talent, but they're loved for their humanity.